Now, Mamata Banerjee has written letters to the Prime Minister claiming that Bengal was not consulted while the centre, in fact, inked new pacts or new agreements with Bangladesh. This, of course, comes in just days after Sheikh Hasina, the Bangladesh Prime Minister's visit to India. Mamata, in fact, in her letter wrote that she was upset over being left out from the India-Bangladesh talks. In that letter, she's asked why was there no involvement of the state, why was there no discussion in which Bengal government was involved when it comes to Teesta, sharing of, the Teesta link between Bengal, West Bengal and Bangladesh. In her letter, she's also mentioned the NEET fiasco and said that there's a need for a thorough and impartial probe on the NEET issue. Let me go across to my colleague Saurabh for more on this. Saurabh, take us through the main highlights of this letter.
Well, this is along expected lines, and yesterday we had reported that sources had told NDTV that the Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, would be writing a letter to the Prime Minister over the agreements or the announcements on certain agreements that have been made during the Prime Minister of Bangladesh's visit to New Delhi during the weekend. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina had visited, and there were two key agreements. One is, of course, the Farakka Water Sharing Pact, and the other is, of course, the Teesta Water Sharing Pact. Now, on these two, there were announcements of India moving forward. And also, remember, the Farakka agreement has to be renewed in 2026. It ends in 2026. Now, why is the Farakka so important? And that's because, remember, water that is diverted to the Hooghly Channel from the Farakka barrage is responsible for the draft at the Kolkata port, Haldia port, and all of these issues, and water supply to all these settlements along the river Hooghly, which is, of course, one of the oldest industrial belts in the country. And this is, of course, something that Mamata Banerjee has highlighted, that these have been unilateral and the Bengal government has not been consulted. Now, when it comes to the Teesta, again, there are several dams that have been built in Sikkim, and also what has happened is Mamata Banerjee says that the waters of the Teesta are being held at these dams, and also what she's saying is that there is not enough water to share with Bangladesh, given that the needs of North Bengal region are largely fulfilled through the waters of the Teesta. Now, in this context, she's written a letter to the Prime Minister. It's a very strongly worded letter. She says also that we do share a close relationship with Bangladesh geographically, culturally, and economically, and she loves and respects the people of Bangladesh and wish for their well-being. But she also says that, there is, of course, the change in river morphology. And also, she said that, the main issue is that, finally, she ends the letter with, it is to convey my strong reservation that no discussion on sharing of Teesta water and the Farakka Treaty should be taken up with Bangladesh without the involvement of the state government. Because remember, that these are waters that largely impact Bengal, and that's something that Mamata Banerjee is identifying in this letter to the Prime Minister.
Saurabh Gupta there, thank you so much for joining us with that.